Kid, man, real fast, let everybody know how did you get started in the game, man? How did you get started in the DJ game?
Well, shit, it's an old story, man.
They want to hear it. Let's go.
I was 8 years old, and on my block on Kingsbridge Terrace in the Bronx, I remember this kid named Gerald. Well, he was one of the older dudes. He was playing dice, and he was shooting the dice against the wall, and he was going, yes, yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all. Throwing the dice against the wall, and I'm looking at him, not knowing what he was talking about. It sounded like real alien. Yeah, he had the dice. He was shaking it up, like scratching his cyst. So, I'm seeing him saying this, and then that Friday, we had to go to this party called Marble Hill Projects, and it was $1 to get in. And I went to the party and I seen this DJ named B-Roy playing. And the MC was on the mic, yes, yes, y'all, to the beach, y'all, with the echo chamber. So I seen that as a little kid. I ain't dance with no girls, I ain't go to the bathroom, I ain't do nothing. I just stood there and watched it. And that was the beginning of it. I ran home and told moms I wanted to be a DJ. She didn't really have a whole lot of money to buy me a lot of equipment, so she bought me a mixer that had no headphone holes. So I had to guess all the spots on the records, and that's how I got better than all the older dudes in my neighborhood, because I was this little kid guessing everywhere the spots was without no headphone holes. So it was crazy, and all the older dudes were saying, damn, who's this little kid doing that? They watching me, and I just ended up staying with it. And a few years later, a girl named Olga Carter said, Capri sounded like a good name for a DJ. My name was DJ Dr. Spank. It was terrible. But she said Capri sounded like a good name for a DJ. And sometime after that, she was shot and killed by accident by a stray bullet. So I kept the name and it just took me where it took me. So.
Man, give it up for Capri, man. Earlier we talked to Cap about the tunnel. I don't think a lot of these guys from across the country, a lot of these young guys understood what the tunnel really was. Talk to them about like the early 90s, the tunnel, hip hop. Just give them some information.
Well, Flex was in the tunnel a lot. I was, I'm on the road, so I didn't get a chance to get in the tunnel a lot. Whenever I got a chance to come and actually see it, it looked like a zoo. But all my New York parties, a lot of my New York joints, even the one joints I do now, I don't really be in New York a whole lot. I try to do special joints, but back then, it was the Castle, it was the Zodiac, it was the Powerhouse, it was all those spots. And then later on it became the S&S Club, it became the Zodiac. All those different spots, became legendary. And then later on, after I got, known and got on Def Comedy Jam and, started going out in the world, it got big in New York for the DJ. So Flex was smashing the tunnel and, downtown and all that. So, but I didn't get a chance to really get the full experience of what the tunnel was. A lot of people was there. Heard it was crazy a lot of nights, you know what I'm saying? But while he was doing that, I was doing my thing on the road, so that's what it was.
So when you were coming up, who were some of your influences? Who did you really look up to?
Jazzy Jeff is definitely one of them. Yeah. Sure, Jeff was ahead of his time, way ahead of his time. When I was a little kid watching Jeff do the Transformer scratching in Union Square, to see him do that back then, it was just, innovative. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be on television as long as he have, he just been around. So it's like, you got to give that man the respect that he deserved, because he really put his work in. You know what I'm saying? Just like my man DJ Scratch here. DJ Scratch, me and him, we go on the road. I see him on the road, you know what I'm saying? It's like when I see Scratch, it's like I see an angel. Because he's another dude that put his work in really hard, you know what I mean? And whenever we get a chance, we always try to do something together on the stage. And I ain't as technical as him, I ain't as nice as him, but I try to stay up to him. So that man right there is another big influence to me. Grandmaster Flash is an incredible influence to me, because without him, we probably wouldn't be DJing on 2 turntables. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that did that. Yeah. Like Cool Herc and Bam Bada, all the dudes, you know what? There's a lot of younger dudes, like, the newer dudes I work with, and everybody I respect and love and appreciate everything they do. But my real heroes are the dudes that came before me, the dudes that never get any kind of mention and make the kind of money that's out now. Guys like Grandmaster Kaz and, Breakout, and just names that you probably wouldn't even know. PDJ Jones, all those dudes is like heroes to me, because those are the unsung heroes. And they're the ones that put the groundwork in. Without them, we probably wouldn't be here right now. Question.
So, talk about, I read a story about 45K, yourself, and the Hard Knock Life. Talk to them about how that record got out there, the breaks you used to play back in the day, all that good stuff.
What, the Hard Knock Life? Well, 45 King produced the Hard Knock Life record, and he had gave it to me on the plate, and I was going on Diddy's tour. It was a bunch of us on that tour, as a matter of fact. And what I used to do was I used to come out twice. I used to come out, Usher come out before me, and then I'll come out and do what I do to the stadium, and then I'll come back out again, like in the middle of the show, in the middle of the arena. And when I used to come out the second time, I used to play the plate that 45 gave me, and it was the Hard Knock Life. And a lot of people used to run up to me and ask me, yo, how do you get that drum behind the Annie sample? You know, so I knew it was working. I knew people liked it. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Jay walked up, like maybe the third or fourth show. Kid, how do you get that, what's that? I said, if you like it, he said, yeah. I said, you want it? He said, yeah. Put him on the phone 45. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, it was his biggest record of his career. You know what I'm saying? And he made a lot of incredible records. Incredible, his business savvy, his foot is stamped in hip hop in a big way. But that record was the door opener for a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? It did real good for him.
Well, that means with 45 King too, man. Word up. If you're not sure who 45 King is, definitely Google that, man. He's supplied a lot of breaks, a lot of big records for a lot of major artists. He's actually produced a lot of major records as well. And he was very, he was a supporting cast member of a lot of DJs that came up, a lot of producers that came up.
45 King is the reason why Queen Latifah came out. 45 King is the one that made the 900 number. 45 King is the one that did Hard Knock Life. 45 King is also the one that did Stand for Eminem. You know, and the list goes on and on. Like, he did Madonna. He was the first hip-hop producer to produce for Madonna. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, that man, these are the unsung heroes. That's what I mean. These are the people that, you know, we see in the interviews all the time. They fronting on the internet, they talking and running their mouth and all of that, because that's not what it really is about. You use those things for tools to get your name out and your marketing, but that's it. It shouldn't go no further than that. Your opinion really don't mean nothing, and people have the right to have an opinion of your opinion. So if you get slapped in your mouth for something you say that's stupid, don't get mad because you're the one that said it. So you have people like 45 that hibernate and then they come out and make something cultural later on. It doesn't matter if you're young or old. It should be respected. It should be looked at as something that's honorable and something that's a part of hip-hop and something that you're growing up with. Don't look at it as he's older and he's younger, so we separated. Nah, that shit is hot, and that's what matters.
Definitely gotta get 45 King up here next year, man. For real. How important have relationships been in your career? Like, talk about some of the key relationships that really have gotten you to where you are. How have you nurtured relationships? How have you, progressed those relationships to get to where you are right now?
Well, I try to keep my relationships good by never asking for anything, but always being there when they need me. You know what I'm saying? And I've done that a lot. A lot of your heroes that you see, I help them get to where they at, whether they remember or not. It really doesn't make a difference in my legacy and in my mind. I know what I've done for them. So, but then there's dudes like Russell Simmons that, I look at put on a pedestal because there was DJs that he grew up with in the Fever, such as Lovebug Starsky and different people that he could have gotten to say be on Def Comedy Jam with them, but he came and got Kid and he seen something to me that he knew that was going to take that show over the top. And it was a fortunate thing, I was happy for that in New York and my little local thing, but he put me there. It just took me to where I could open doors for DJs to do what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? And it was really important. That show did a lot for us because it opened the doors for concerts, it showed how the DJ quick with playing records quick. I did all that from Def Comedy Jam, man, so it was a good thing, man. Yeah, definitely. Right on.
So without further ado, Kid Capri is in the building. We had to make sure he was a part of this, Yes,
sir.
Big shout out to Christy for making this happen, his manager. But without, what we do for producers and DJs is something that a lot of people don't do. It wouldn't be right if Kid wasn't in the building with us. So this is the Salute to DJ Producer Award, the Influence Award for influencing new DJs, new producers. It's not a Grammy, but it's an award from iStandard. This is the hard. So you can fall off full stage, let's not break a leg, man.
I appreciate this, man. It means a lot, man. Even if it's not a Grammy, it's like a Grammy. Every time you get one, because you don't have to get one. They don't have to think of you like this. This can go to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that, man. And try to keep doing what I'm doing. I hope y'all stay with me. You know what I mean? I try to innovate stuff, so I got something else innovative I'm doing right now. I just finished the first Battle Rapper album. it ain't a bandwagon thing. I've been doing the battle rap thing for about 6 years, and me and Loaded Luck shot something a few years ago, and we put it out, and then I just stayed with the battles, but I got tired of hearing battle rappers can't make good records, so took on the challenge and produced all the beats on the joint. Hope y'all like it. See what happens. It's called Top 10.
That means